I made the executive decision. My mom's gonna come pick me up, and I'm gonna live with her for a little bit. I woke up this morning feeling worse. Tried to make some. This has literally been sitting here for an hour. I took one bite, and I can't even. Like, I honestly thought that I could do this on my own. And my mom was like, I had no idea any of this was going on. And I was like, nobody did. It just kept getting worse. Thinking that it would just get better. It happened so fast, but so slowly, you know? Like, I don't know what happened. I just... I haven't been able to take a shower in like 2 weeks. I feel disgusting. And like right now, even the thought of just like getting a bag together, I cannot stop crying. Like, I cannot stop. Like, I know I'm not losing my freedom. I know I'm gonna be back here. I just feel like I'm losing my freedom and I'm never coming back. You know what I mean? Quick update. I actually feel a little bit more mentally relieved since I've been here. I've eaten more food than I have in a while. Not enough food, but more food. My hair looks like shit because I still haven't been able to take a shower. So we're just gonna do this. I started a steroid today. And honestly, it's making eating a little bit harder. So I have to like force feed myself a little bit. But I think the steroid's gonna help with the migraine. So my parents have been watching what I eat, so it's not that I'm starving. I have been drinking a lot more water since I've been here, and everybody's been very accommodating. Mentally, I'm doing a lot better. It gets very nauseating trying to maneuver my body and move around at all, which is why eating is so hard. So, well, we're on our way to go to the chiropractor, so we'll see how this goes. If I'm not too dizzy after, I'll update you guys, but wish me luck. Okay, I'm leaving the chiropractor now. When she examined me, her literal words were, oof. Not kidding. At one point, she did go, oof, when she like felt something, and I was like, oh.
Okay, so when I'm adjusting right, kind of when I'm below the ear and pressing in there and using the instrument, that's where I'm adjusting your C1 vertebrae. So C1 vertebrae is like a ring around your brainstem, basically. It's right where the neurology branches off from the brain through the brainstem down into the spinal cord. So it's a really neurologically rich area for your nervous system that can get impacted by the alignment of your upper cervical vertebrae. So upper cervical chiropractic care is really powerful. And the laser that we use is a combination laser, red light, infrared. Really helps to speed up healing, gets the nervous system's attention, and brings more function to those areas of the brain.
I feel really nauseous this morning. I only ate half my food. I feel like every day that I feel really good, the next day I feel like shit. So I've got to really take those victories with a grain of salt, I guess.
When I first came in, I was doing a lot of occipital work, which is the back of the skull. Just really taking some of the pressure off of the back of the occiput, C1, C2, because that in itself can just create a lot of tension in what's called the dura, or the dural meningeal system, which is basically like a fluid-filled sac that houses all of your neurology from your brain down your spinal cord. It can really impact your cranial nerves. With yours mostly being affected is that vestibular nerve, which is a cranial nerve, causing a lot of that vertigo.
Me to keep my neck stretched out. So like when I lounge, I always like just, you know, everybody does it. But she wants me to keep my neck stretched in between sessions, so I just wear it. So if you see me wearing this, it's not just me just wearing it, it's so that I can keep my neck stretched out and I can like lean on it and be comfortable without like pinching or anything. So just so that you're aware, I'm not just being a weirdo. It has a purpose. Okay, I'm leaving my neurologist right now. So they are going to go ahead and switch me onto a new medication because he was like, well, it's obviously not working. So that's good news. Wake up at 11:30. Feel like a bag of shit. So for the last couple of days, in the middle of the day, I would have like a really bad dizzy spell. Yesterday, around 2, I had one, tried to take a nap, woke up from the nap feeling worse, so tried to go back to sleep. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, couldn't go back to sleep, and I was spinning again, and now I can't move at all. Otherwise, I'm spinning. And I have an appointment today. And I'm supposed to start vestibular therapy tomorrow. So, I can't even eat right now. I can't even, if I lay on my back, I start spinning. If I lay on my right side, I start spinning. So I can only lay on my left. Which gets old pretty fast. This meclizine barely takes the edge off, and it only works for about an hour, and it's one of those medications that's dangerous to take. So I have to wait like 5-6 hours before I can take another one. Now I say this a lot, but I am just so tired of this. This honestly would not be happening if the insurance would just give me my medication. So I am still in the hospital. But basically, what had happened yesterday is that I got so dizzy that everything was spinning and I couldn't get it to stop. And it was just like getting worse and worse, and like everything was spinning. I couldn't move. So we ended up having to call an ambulance to get me to the hospital to try to see what was happening. The spinning sensation did not stop until what, like 10 p.m., maybe even later than that, like 11 o'clock. So they kept me here overnight. Every day gets a little closer. I'm gonna take a bath with my motherfucking toaster. I want to go home. I want to go home. Finally got the call to go pick up the Ajovy, whatever it's called. But they're giving me 3 months worth of this medication. So I really wanted to record the difference before I started taking the shot. And this is me on a good day. As you can see, I am leaning a lot towards one wall, but I am still utilizing the other. I am bracing for fall at all times, and I'm looking down and I'm moving very slowly. Even when I do this turn, the turn is very calculated and it's very slow moving. But this is what I did for months. If I wasn't able to do this, my parents had to literally carry me, because it's so hard to move when you feel like you're on a boat that's rocking, or you feel like everything around you is spinning around in circles. Almost like those big carnival rides where it's like a big wheel that you have to walk across that's spinning. That's what it kind of feels like. On my way to vestibular therapy. Open. Oh. Stand steady, eyes open, and count to 30. So I wasn't allowed to record inside the vestibular therapy building because of HIPAA laws, which is fine. So I wanted to show you the movements and exercises that I had to take home. So as you can see at the very beginning, even just standing still is very, very tough. Okay. Eyes open. Move your head up and down 10 times. So here you're going to notice that I cannot tilt my head back that far. It's not going back that far, because if I go back any more, I'm going to get like that buzzing in my brain that's going to make the vertigo so much worse. And then I'm not going to be able to move for an extended amount of time. So here you can tell, like, I'm moving very slowly. I can almost already get my head chin to shoulder. The sideway movements were not as tough. It's the up and down movements that were really, really hard. As soon as I tucked my chin at all, or I raised my chin up, it was very tough, but side to side wasn't too bad. I just needed to make sure I was going very slowly so that my eyes could catch up with the images and it wouldn't cause vertigo that way. Now, I think everybody struggles with eyes closed, feet together, trying to balance just because you rely on your eyes to balance. But they made me do this because it was stressing my vestibular system a little bit. And you can see it's tough. It is very tough. There's a couple of times where I almost fall over, and this is why we do this in the corner of the room, because if I fall backwards, I can brace myself on the corner. Okay. One foot in front of the other. And now I'm going to go ahead and speed all of this up, and it's going to look really funny because it's sped up and my head's going to be moving around. But as you can see, it's a little bit easier when it's sped up to see how much my body actually wobbles, and I fall a lot with my feet one in front of the other because it is a lot more tough to balance this way. Just stupid. But whatever.
It's looking way better. Things are much more even.
Right.
Even just as you're laying there, you don't have the head tilt going on.
Oh,
so
good.
that's improvement for sure.
Good, good.
Let's see. Yep, I'm gonna have you turn that way on your side. You know what? I gotta grab my instrument out of my desk. Okay, be right back.
Fun with it. Thought you were recording when she laid you down, so.
I don't say I'll edit anything.
You saw my feet. I was like, dude, this. I was like, oh, I better move that. If it shakes, it's my bad, it's my hand.
Hang in here. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Is that one thing you talked about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and face down. You smell good today.
Oh, thanks.
big deep breath here. And that breath out, lift your chin just gently. There we go, good. Doing okay over there, Austin?
Yeah.
Okay, another big deep breath. And blow it out. I wasn't sure if that was a I'm freaking out wiggle in your chair or get me on the table next.
They have a lot of problems with me. You're like, dang, what's wrong with you?
Have you met your sister? I'm used to people with stuff going on, that's for sure.
Oh.
Okay, double check this.
Alright, so I think this is a week or two after the first recording that I did, so you can see that I'm moving a lot faster. I'm not wobbling around as much. I think this is after I've taken my shot too, so you can see that it's already starting to work a lot better as well. And you can see here that I can actually tilt my head back a lot more than I was before then. And I can actually get my chin to my chest a lot more than I used to as well. So the vestibular therapy is working. Everything is starting to work a lot better. So this is great news. So you're going to see coming up that having my eyes closed is starting out to be really easy, but then it starts getting a lot more tough. I start getting a little wobbly towards the end, but I think that's still pretty typical, especially because I'm not at 100%. So, but I'm doing a lot better than the first time. And we're gonna speed it up. You can see I'm really struggling here. Like, I think a lot of that balance comes right from my ankles. You could see where I was swaying right on my ankles. But again, like, even going back and forth here, I'm not wobbling as much. The up and down, I am a little bit, but I can still tilt my head back and forth, which is great. And then standing wasn't too bad. So I'm getting a lot better here. Alright, so this is the new exercise they had me add in since I was doing so well. Now this is something that you'll recognize. It's a very popular gym exercise, but the difference here is that if you notice, I have to like put my head up first and then go, because we're trying to help my brain process images from like as if I was picking something up off the floor. And then here, it's kind of the same thing. We're helping my brain process images, but because I'm leaning over my body, it's actually making me really nauseous, and this one was very, very tough for me to do. If you notice, there's a lot of times that I have to pause because I'm getting really dizzy, but I want to continue the exercise because I want to make sure that I am getting better. However, if you are doing anything like this, make sure that you are reading your body. Do not push yourself too much because you can end up going backwards if you're in the mindset of, I just want to get better, and you're pushing too hard. So keep that in mind, please. And honestly, I think this speaks for itself.